Hi, my name's Dan Corbett, and I'm the managing partner of BlackIron Group. Today, I want to talk to you about taking your road trips to the next level with Salesforce Maps. Maps can fundamentally change the way your reps in the field plan, conduct, and follow up on one of the most enduring, not to mention expensive parts of any sales strategy, the road trip. When you invest in road trips, you should expect those trips to produce results. But often, territory trips are haphazard at best. Reps plan to see one customer, maybe they make a half-hearted attempt to see a couple of others, and that's it. Poor planning and poor data often yield poor results. You're a CarMac client. You have good data. Why not use it to make the most of those road trips? Combining CarMac sales data with CRM activities and opportunities allows you to strategically plan that trip. And it's all mobile. On-site visits means cars and Starbucks, not offices and desktops. Your reps can harness all this power from their pocket anytime, anywhere. Let's check it out. So this is Salesforce Maps on the desktop. And I'm going to click on a couple of what we call layers. Layers sort of describe records in a geolocation perspective. I'm going to click on My Accounts. So these are all the accounts that I own as a sales rep. And you can see I go from just outside of Springfield over to central Pennsylvania. I have a pretty good territory kind of built here. And this is interesting information on its own to help me plan trips to my customers. But I also want to see information about opportunities that I may have with these customers. So if I click on that layer, it lays out all of the deals that I have with opportunities. So far, just looking at CRM data, but this is pretty interesting stuff, right? And I know who I'm working with and where I may be able to get to customers. This is where we take it to the next level. Using CarMac data, I can take that information and figure out, using the star here for the layer, which customers I've sold vehicles to and have never sold parts to. Now this becomes really interesting. From a field rep perspective, I now know that I should probably go and check out Wellspring or go out and check out Towson to see what we've got out in the system. This is a super interesting way to kind of look at that data. So I'm going to take this information and I'm going to plan my road trip. I plan on being up in New Jersey and traveling all the way out to Harrisburg. And so I'm going to click on this rectangle tool and I'm going to draw a square that essentially gives me those records here in the system. And when I do that and right-click in here, I can add this to a route. This basically takes that data and builds out a proper route for me for those items. When I optimize this, it will even put them first to last so that I'm optimizing my travel time. And so now I've got my 17 customers that I'm going to go see laid out for me in a route, starting up here and rolling out to Harrisburg. Pretty cool. Let's check this out on the mobile device. All right, this is a mobile version. Well, it is my phone, basically rendered on this screen. Like I said, trips are done in Starbucks and in cars. They're not done in desktops. But we need some of this information from the comfort of our home or office to build out that route. What I need to be able to do is go into Maps and look at that route and start planning my trip. So here is the My Accounts layer laid off remotely. But I don't want to do this. I planned out this route for a reason. Let's go on this trip. I'm going to click on routes down here, and we're going to go pick the route I just set. And here's the route I have laid out. So let's go to Roseburg Products. I'm just going to click on this and use the Google Maps, which you're all real familiar with. If I click in here, it shows me that account, and I get to hit Take Me There. Okay, in Maps here, if I shrink it down to the trip, I live in Fairfield, Connecticut, so we're kind of taking this 2-hour trip out to New Jersey from here. But essentially, I guess we're going to avoid a shutdown. This gives me directions that I'm familiar with, which is cool, right? I mean, that's a really cool function. We don't have to look up directions and kind of key them in our phone. It does it for us. Let's take it to the next step. Two things I think are very important out in the field. The first is to tell everybody where we're going, and the second is to tell them what we've done while we're there. We're going to take care of the second one first. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to tell it that I want to log a call. In Salesforce, this essentially gives me the ability to capture information about the trip. But I'm going to use a trick and use speech to text. So when I click my mic, I basically talk into this and tell the system everything everybody needs to know about Roseburg products. We're going to use this information back in the office to figure out what we can sell. Remember, these guys didn't buy parts from us, they bought vehicles. There's an opportunity here, exclamation point. Cool, right? I've logged that call. It basically told me that it's there, and so I've got some information. The second thing I want to do here is I want to take some pictures out in the field. As reps, understanding what the parts department looks like, what the lot looks like, becomes critical information. And since I'm already in the field, I can take those pictures and send them in. Let's do that real quick as well. I'm going to click on Take Me There, or sorry, View the Record, and we're going to take some photos. Using the post here, I'm going to send Andy James a message by telling him this is what their carts closet looks like. Said that wrong, but you guys kind of get how it works. I'm still using speech and text to do this. And now I'm going to take a photo and send this on its way. All right, so I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to save that. And that's going to write that when I post it back to the system. As a rep out in the field, I'm doing this in Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. I'm not necessarily going back to the hotel, booting up my computer after a long day and doing this work. Let's finally go see what it looks like in the system. Back in the office, look at Roseburg products. I've got basic information, including the call that I scheduled out a little while ago, right? When I talked this through. This is now back in the home office for everybody to see, depending on how you set sharing settings. And if I go to Chatter, I can see the photo that I just took as well. It's basically loaded here in the system, and I mentioned Andy James, and I've got this information. This is a great way to take those road trips to the next level. Using Carmack data, using your phone and all the power that you've got there, speech to text and photos, you can really make a difference out in the road. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call here at BlackIron Group using the newsletter, or reply to your Carmack rep and have them reach out to you. Thanks for listening.